Okay, so I have my bag packed. I've got in it my clothes, my laptop, camera, some comfy shoes. But you know what? Before you even get to the packing stage for your conference, there are 4 things I want you to do. And today I'm going to share with you these amazing conference travel tips so that you can plan your conference experience the right way. Hello everyone, I am Jade from Misskoko the Librarian, and on this channel I share my expertise so that you too can create a rockin' online presence that brings you to the attention of all the right people. And today we are talking about conferences and how you can plan your conference experience so that you get the most out of it. Not many people think of networking as a way to get what you need, whether it's for your business or your career, but it's a vital part of bringing opportunities to you. And conferences are a great place to get your networking mojo going. But conferences are also a really big time and money investment. So if you are going to one, you will want to make sure that you get the most out of your conference experience. And the number one way to do that is to plan ahead. Talk to your colleagues to find out what industry conferences are happening in the next 2 years, and then align those conferences with your interests to figure out which ones would be best for you. For example, given my interests in my industry, which is library marketing, video strategy, content marketing, and things like that, the conferences that I go to are around those themes, or they're very practical, hands-on, where I can learn a new skill set. When you are planning ahead, ask around and see what conferences people in your industry think are worth your time and money. Like everything else, a conference can look great on paper, but if it doesn't have a track record of delivering consistent professional development or a good experience, people will know about it. Once you've figured out what conferences are out there, which ones align with your interests, and which ones your colleagues think are worth your time and money, then it is time to budget. It's not glamorous, I know, but you can't plan to go to all the conferences and then realize that you don't have enough money to pay your child's school fees for the next quarter. Education and professional development are both important, but your child's needs come first. When you are budgeting for a conference, you are looking at the price of the conference, the price of accommodation in the city, travel, food, and a few more things. So this is the time to start investigating the city that the conference is in, especially if you aren't familiar with it. This means you'll be going to a new city armed with knowledge of where to eat, how long it will take you to get to the places you need to, and maybe have a couple of spots that you can visit for leisure if you're afforded the time. And on top of budgeting, if you plan far enough ahead, you may find some colleagues who are going to the same conference as you. So why don't you book an Airbnb together? It's also cheaper to book flights a year before as opposed to a month before a conference. So planning ahead also helps with your budgeting. This is all assuming that you are paying your own way. This happens quite often because not everyone is in a position where their workplace can support or cover the costs of them going to a conference. Now, the third thing I want you to do is to find out who else is attending the conference and network before you even get there. Social media is a great way to do this. Have conversation online throughout the year, asking people who's attending what conference. Something that I've noticed GLAMR people doing is to put the conference hashtag in their handle or in their social media name to let people know that they are attending that conference this year. When you make the effort to connect before you even meet at a conference, it's a great way to get rid of all of those awkward getting to know you conversations that you can have at these things. Making your conference a more meaningful experience because the people that you do meet, you already know them. You've developed a relationship before even getting there. And because you've done that, it also means it's easier to maintain the relationship after the conference as well. Part of networking is being able to contribute to the conversations going on around you. So take a notepad and pen, or whatever tool you use to write your notes, and jot down at least 5 key things that you learn each day of the conference, and then bring them up in conversation. My favourite formula is this. I'd also suggest making use of the research you did while budgeting and setting up a couple of coffee dates while you're at the conference as well. If you want to learn more about networking the right way, I will link to a playlist I have which has videos all about how to network online, in person, and how to build your professional connections. So please go check that resource out after this video so that you can become a more confident networker. My 4th conference travel tip is to know the program inside and out. The conference organising committee will release draft program leading up to the conference. That is your opportunity to study who is speaking, what workshops are happening, and what tours there are. If there are tours and workshops that you want to attend, check to see if they are included in your conference ticket, and if they're not, you'll have to budget for those as well. A final program will be released at least a month before the conference, but by that time, I want you to know what sessions you're going to, the speaker's Twitter handle, where they are presenting in the building, and where you have to go for lunch. And when you get to the conference, do a quick sweep of the venue so that you know how long it will take you to get to each session. You don't have to stick to plan, but if you go to a conference knowing what is available to you, then it's time well spent. Now, I want to hear from you. Are you attending any conferences this year? If you are, let me know what they are in the conference comments below. I'm going to a few. I will be chairing NSL 9, the new Librarian Symposium, in July in South Australia. I'm also doing 2 workshops at the ALIA LibTech Symposium in November in Melbourne this year. I'm also volunteering at PAX in Melbourne, and I will be attending VidCon in Melbourne. So if you are going to any of those events and you see me, come and say hi and let me know that you watched this video. Remember to always be curious, and I shall see you same time next week. Welcome, 'cause I'm gonna need that boat. Let me say you're welcome. Oh my goodness, my son's school has changed their bell to songs from Moana, and I love that. I can hear them from here because we live so close to his school.